Weird things we learned about JFK after he died. The Kennedy family has long been viewed as America's closest thing to royalty, with John F. Kennedy at the center of this mystique. His assassination in 1963 left the nation reeling and sparked countless conspiracy theories. Over the decades, new information has emerged that paints a more complex picture of JFK and his legacy. Here are some of the most intriguing revelations we've learned since his death. Fact number 1. JFK's health was far worse than publicly known. John F. Kennedy projected an image of youth and vigor, but behind the scenes, his health was in serious decline. The truth came to light after his assassination, when pathologists discovered that his adrenal glands were nearly non-functional, a condition known as Addison's disease. To manage this life-threatening illness, JFK relied on regular corticosteroid injections, which allowed him to replace the hormones his body couldn't produce. These treatments, however, came with side effects, leading to chronic health issues like osteoporosis, fractured vertebrae, arthritis, and persistent back pain. The Kennedy family was so intent on keeping his health issues secret that they reportedly urged the pathologists performing his autopsy not to examine his abdominal cavity. JFK's struggle with these health issues was kept hidden, and it's believed that he began steroid treatments around 1947, though some speculate it could have been even earlier. Number 2. JFK's candidacy was built on a lie about his health. While it's somewhat expected that a public figure might downplay health issues, JFK took this to a new level. Behind closed doors, he battled Addison's disease, but publicly, he and his brother, Robert F. Kennedy, flatly denied it. RFK once claimed that JFK had only a mild deficiency and stated, "He does not now nor has he ever had an ailment described classically as Addison's disease," via the New York Times. JFK echoed this sentiment, insisting, "No one who has the real Addison's disease should run for the presidency, but I do not have it," via PBS. The Kennedy family used a technicality to justify these statements, arguing that JFK's condition didn't stem from tuberculosis, which was part of the original 1855 description of Addison's disease. This deceit was likely crucial to JFK's electoral success, as historians believe his chronic illness could have derailed his candidacy had the truth been known. Number 3. JFK secretly installed a taping system in the White House. Richard Nixon's presidency is infamously linked to secret recordings and the Watergate scandal, but Nixon wasn't the first to use such tactics. JFK had his own recording system installed in the White House in 1962, capturing over 200 hours of conversations. This system was reportedly installed after the Bay of Pigs invasion, possibly due to JFK's distrust of his advisors. Members of his administration believed the tapes served as a permanent record to keep people honest or for JFK's personal use later. The recordings included discussions on critical issues like the Cuban Missile Crisis. However, JFK's exact motivations remain unclear, whether to ensure honesty among his staff or for his personal records. The recordings weren't fully declassified until nearly 2 decades after his death. Number 4. The Camelot Myth was created after JFK's death. The term Camelot is now deeply associated with JFK's presidency, evoking an era of idealism and heroism. However, this connection was made posthumously. In an interview with Life magazine shortly after JFK's assassination, Jacqueline Kennedy spoke of how her husband loved listening to the musical Camelot, particularly the line, "Don't let it be forgot, that once there was a spot, for one brief shining moment that was known as Camelot." This image of JFK as a modern-day King Arthur, presiding over a noble and idealistic administration, was carefully crafted by Jackie to preserve his legacy. She even went on to compare JFK's administration to future presidencies, saying, "There'll be great presidents again, but there'll never be another Camelot again." The term Camelot has since become synonymous with the Kennedy era, despite JFK never having lived to see the nickname associated with his presidency. Number 5. A rare photo of JFK and Marilyn Monroe emerged decades later. Rumors of an affair between JFK and Marilyn Monroe have persisted for decades, fueled by Monroe's sultry performance of Happy Birthday for JFK in May 1962. Despite these rumors, there was no photographic evidence of JFK and Monroe together until a single photo surfaced decades later. Taken at the very event where Monroe performed, The image shows her standing between JFK and Robert F. Kennedy. The photo was taken by Cecil Stoughton, the official White House photographer, who kept it a secret until his death in 2008. Stoughton reportedly only printed a couple of copies from his original negative, and these prints were not discovered until after his death. The existence of this photo, which wasn't released to the public until years later, adds a layer of intrigue to the already enigmatic relationship between Monroe and the Kennedys. Number 6. JFK's obsession with his self-image. JFK was deeply concerned about his physical appearance, a trait he likely inherited from his mother, Rose Kennedy. According to Thurston Clark's JFK's Last 100 Days, JFK was so self-conscious about his weight that he would travel with a bathroom scale, ensuring he could monitor his weight closely. This obsession with body image wasn't limited to JFK. Jacqueline Kennedy also had her insecurities, such as wearing gloves to hide her hands and nails. Rose Kennedy had instilled these concerns early on, famously keeping meticulous records of her children's weights and enforcing strict diets to maintain their appearance. She kept note cards with each child's medical history and enforced a Saturday morning weigh-in, which allowed her to track any changes in their weight. This obsession with image became a lasting legacy within the Kennedy family. Number 7. Revelations cast doubt on the Warren Commission's conclusions. The Warren Commission's conclusion that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in assassinating JFK has been scrutinized for decades. Central to their findings was the magic bullet theory, which posited that a single bullet caused multiple injuries to both JFK and Governor John Connally. In late 2023, former Secret Service agent Paul Landis revealed that he had placed the bullet on a stretcher, casting doubt on whether it actually passed through both men. Landis had been standing just inches from JFK during the assassination and found the bullet lodged in the car seat just behind JFK. He placed it on what he thought was JFK's stretcher to preserve evidence, but it ended up on Connally's. This revelation has reignited debates about the validity of the Warren Commission's findings. Number 8. The Zapruder film's Frame 313, a controversial image. The Zapruder film is the most famous recording of JFK's assassination, capturing the moment in a mere 26 seconds. When the film was shown to the public in 1975, Frame 313, which shows the fatal shot, became a focal point of controversy. Critics noted that JFK's head appeared to snap backward, suggesting he might have been shot from the front, contrary to the Warren Commission's conclusion that he was shot from behind. The Commission had relied heavily on this film to justify their findings that Oswald acted alone. Zapruder himself had requested that Frame 313, which he said gave him nightmares, be kept from the public, but his wishes were not honored. When the full film, including Frame 313, was broadcast to a national audience, it fueled new conspiracy theories and deepened public distrust in the official narrative, as it seemed to contradict the lone gunman theory. Number 9. The mystery of JFK's missing brain. In a macabre twist, JFK's brain disappeared shortly after his autopsy. The brain had been stored in a stainless steel container but was never returned to his body for burial. Instead, it was transferred between various government agencies before disappearing entirely by 1966. Some theories suggest Robert F. Kennedy took the brain to hide evidence of JFK's poor health or to cover up signs of a second shooter. Conspiracy theorists have also speculated that the brain was stolen to hide evidence that JFK was shot from the front. The brain's disappearance remains one of the most perplexing aspects of JFK's assassination, with its whereabouts still unknown. Number 10. The public is still in the dark about key assassination details. Despite the passage of the JFK Assassination Records Collection Act in 1992, which required all assassination-related records to be declassified by 2017, many documents remain hidden. President Trump delayed the release, and in 2023, President Biden allowed agencies like the CIA and FBI to release documents at their discretion. Thousands of documents are still classified, leading to ongoing public suspicion and frustration. Government agencies have argued that declassifying certain records could compromise national security, revealing active assets or locations still in use from the 1960s. Critics, however, argue that the continued secrecy suggests the government is hiding something significant about JFK's assassination, a sentiment that only grows stronger as time passes.